Representative of His Highness the Amir, Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Dr. Ahmed Nasser Al-Mohammed Al-Sabah, chaired the Kuwaiti delegation during a virtual summit of the non-aligned movement. During the summit, the foreign minister announced the state of Kuwait's pledging of $40 million to the World Health Organization coronavirus response plan, saying that Kuwait now has donated a total of $100 million to the global efforts to curb the spread of the virus and address its ramifications. Sheikh Ahmed al-Nasser vowed that Kuwait would continue its backing to the World Health Organization and other international partners to counter this pandemic. The representative of His Highness the Amir in NAM noted that Kuwait considers this pandemic as a very serious international health crisis, outlining that Kuwait had contacts with the WHO, other relevant international organizations and other countries from the first days of the outbreak to enhance cooperation and consolidate multilateral action to fight this pandemic. It's to be noted that the NAM Virtual Summit was held under the rubric United Against COVID-19 and was chaired by Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev. In addition to heads of state and governments, the online meeting was also attended by the representatives of international organizations such as United Nations Secretary General and the Director General of WHO.
Your Excellency President Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Your Excellency Mr. Tijani Mohammed Bandi, President of the 74th Session of the United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellency Mr. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Highnesses and Excellencies, at the outset, it gives me great pleasure to convey to you the greetings of His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, the Emir of the State of Kuwait, and to express His Highness's wishes that this important meeting achieve all its goals and endeavors. This conference is of the utmost importance in view of the continued spread of the coronavirus pandemic across the various regions of the world, as well as the increasing number of infections and regrettably the rising number of fatalities. What distinguishes this deadly virus from other viruses that have affected humanity throughout history is the speed by which it is spreading. Such swift spread of the virus has surpassed the worst fears of governments and international health organizations when the outbreak first began. Its implications on the welfare of humans has become apparent, disrupting the fundamentals of social, economic, political, and educational life. We, in the state of Kuwait, are fully aware that this pandemic is considered an extremely serious international health crisis. Hence, since its discovery, we intensified our communication with the World Health Organizations, officials of other countries, and other relevant international organizations, based on our beliefs for the need of strengthening mutual cooperation and consolidating the concepts of multilateral action to confront this pandemic. Our meeting today coincides with the 65th anniversary of the final communiqué of the Bandung Conference in 1955, which paved the way for the establishment of the non-aligned movement that was created to promote the interest and well-being of the people of its member states. We should embody the principles of the movement and commit to an honest and transparent exchange of information on the disease in order to revitalize the economies of the member state and gradually return to normalcy. In this regard, we must be cautious, as expediting relaxing measures may have catastrophic impact on the health of the people and the global economy. Despite the battle raging against coronavirus, I must stress that we should not lose focus on our mutual cooperation in supporting each other. There are still the issues of refugees, migrants, poverty, famine, and the spread of other diseases. This is a confirmation that the international community must stick together and greatly expand multilateral cooperation in order to survive these global challenges. Your Highnesses and Excellencies, before I end my intervention, and since we are joined by the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, I would like to refer to an article published on the organization's web on 11th March 2019 that highlighted the importance of international collective efforts in the fight against a possible influenza pandemic. And I quote, "Because we are all connected, collaboration is key to ensuring the world's preparedness for an influenza pandemic," end of quote. Therefore, there is no other way forward than total cooperation with the World Health Organization, international partners, and global health agencies in order to totally eradicate this pandemic. Since the outbreak of the coronavirus, the state of Kuwait has donated $60 million to support the efforts of the WHO to respond to the coronavirus threats in vulnerable countries. The state of Kuwait also assures the WHO and the international community that it will continue its support to the various international efforts that are geared towards fighting this pandemic in every possible aspect, and urges the international community to stay vigilant in this endeavor. To this end, I would like to announce that the state of Kuwait, in its endeavor to support this conference, as well as future international efforts in combating COVID-19 pandemic, will pledge $40 million. Thus, Kuwait's total donation to support global efforts in this battle amounts to a total of $100 million. In guise of conclusion, I would like to renew my thanks to His Excellency President Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, for organizing this important meeting, and to their Highnesses and Excellencies participating in this event. May the Almighty protect us all from the dark clouds of this pandemic very soon. God bless you all. Thank you.